Today we are going to take 10 Marvel Cinematic Universe or MCU villains and we're going to mash them together to create the ultimate villain, okay? And I'm gonna need your help. In the comments down below, I want you guys to help me come up with the name of this villain that we are going to create today. Now, I don't know about you, with this quarantine, I kind of miss the Marvel movies. We're not gonna get one till November, so I thought it'd be fun to revisit some of our most memorable villains, take them and mash them together into one character. This is going to be a lot of fun. Villain number 1. That's right, the villain number 1 is Loki. Everybody loves Loki, portrayed by Tom Hiddleston in the MCU, also known as the God of Mischief, and is one of the most powerful of the Asgardians, and will also be starring in his own Disney Plus series coming up. Marvel, where's my check? Now, here's a fun fact for you, okay? Hiddleston didn't originally want this role. He wanted to be Thor. So there were others considered for the Loki role, like Charlie Cox of Daredevil fame, Josh Hartnett, and Jim Carrey was also up for the role. Alrighty then. So villain number 2 is Red Skull, and we're gonna do that by adding, pretty much the face. That's how you interpret Red Skull, adding that Red Skull face, okay? He was originally portrayed by Hugo Weaving in the first Captain America movie, and of course in Infinity War, and in Endgame he was portrayed by Ross Marquand. Okay, he was the head of Hydra, and he was physically enhanced by the experimental super soldier formula, but had also permanently deformed him. After the first Avenger, he was revealed to have been transported to Vormir, where he was cursed in a purgatory state to serve as a guide to those seeking the Soul Stone. Now here's a fun fact for you about Red Skull. Joe Simon, who created him, he came up with the idea of Red Skull when he was eating some ice cream, and he had a cherry on top of the ice cream, and he thought that cherry looked like a skull. Ta-da! So villain number 3, Thanos, okay? The way I'm gonna include Thanos in this drawing is by, of course, using the Thanos chin. Maybe I'll give him the Infinity Gauntlet later on, we'll see. But we all know Thanos was a genocidal warlord from Titan, whose main objective was to bring stability to the universe. And he believed with so many people across the galaxy, it would use up all of the universe's entire supply of resources and condemn it. So his goal was to wipe out half of the universe. Here's a fun fact for you, okay? We know Captain Marvel couldn't beat Thanos alone. Thor by himself couldn't beat Thanos alone. Captain America by himself couldn't beat Thanos alone. But in the comics, the all-powerful Thanos was defeated by Squirrel Girl. Villain number 4, and that is Hela. And of course I wanted to include Hela, and I wanted her to be in there by adding that headdress that she wears, maybe a little bit of it around the eyes as well. No, Hela was the Asgardian goddess of death, former executioner of Asgard, was imprisoned by her father Odin, but was released from her prison in the wake of his death and went to restore her power over Asgard. Hela planned to rule Asgard and create an Asgardian empire. Also a fun fact, the amazing actress Cate Blanchett accepted the role in Thor Ragnarok to please her children who are Marvel Comics fans. In fact, her oldest son suggests she take the role of Hela, saying it would be a career boost. Like she needed the boost, Villain number 5, and that is Ultron. How did I incorporate Ultron? This character will have a lot of metal plating, okay? So the neck will have some metal to it, Ultron type metal, as well as some accents around the muscles. Ultron, created by Tony Stark with Bruce Banner, originally to protect the Earth from any and all domestic and extraterrestrial threats, like suit of armor around the world. However, Ultron deemed humanity the biggest threat to peace on Earth and attempted to destroy humanity. Now here's a fun fact about Ultron. The scene where Ultron commands all his drones to fly down and latch themselves onto a truck in Seoul, that actually took 360 days to complete that shot and was handled by only one animator, and when the scene was completed, they threw this gigantic party for the animator. Well deserved. Villain number 6, okay? And this is actually the first villain of the MCU. This is Monger. So the way I'm incorporating Monger into the suit is by adding an arc reactor, as well as some little details like shoulder pads to this MCU villain. Ironmonger, real name Obadiah Stane, business partner Tony Stark, good friend of his father Howard Stark. He became jealous of Tony and tried to kill Tony through the help of the 10 rings, and when his plans failed, he created the Ironmonger suit to try to kill Stark himself, but that led to his own death. Now here's a fun fact. According to Jeff Bridges, who played Obadiah Stane, he was originally scripted to survive the end of Iron Man. However, they decided to let Stane be killed off. And then they planned that his son, Ezekiel Stane, he was originally intended to fight the Avengers alongside Loki, but then that idea was dropped due to Kevin Feige's suggestion. Villain number 7, and that is the Abomination. The way I'm adding Abomination to this, I'm adding some bones that are protruding out of the chest, as well as some exposed skin, okay? So the skin of this character will be very much like the Abomination. Real name, Emil Blonsky, a former Special Ops Commando, was injected with a replicated variant of the Super Soldier Serum and was later transfused with Banner's blood, causing him to transform into the Hulk-size Abomination. Here's a fun fact for you. He was almost a member of the Avengers, okay? In one of the Marvel shorts, they saw this, okay? The World Security Council saw Blonsky as a famous war hero, believing he had wrecked the city because he was trying to defend himself against the Hulk, and they intended to give him membership into the Avengers. However, S.H.I.E.L.D., knowing that Blonsky's more evil, power-hungry in nature, would not allow that to happen. Villain number 8 is Killmonger. The way that I'm incorporating Killmonger in this is, you'll notice on the chest, I'm adding those inflicted wounds to the chest the same way Killmonger had that all over his body, those bumps all over his body. I'm adding that to the chest of this character. So Killmonger, aka Eric Stevens, was a former United States Navy SEAL of Wakandan origin, dedicated his life to forcibly dethrone his cousin T'Challa in order to finally accomplish his father's plans to seize control of the world by using all of Wakanda's vibranium technology to cease the oppression of people of African descent all across the world. Now here's a fun fact. Killmonger's armor bears a resemblance to Vegeta's costume from the Dragon Ball Z animated series, which the actor Michael B. Jordan is a huge fan of. Villain number 9, the Destroyer. You'll see bits of the Destroyer on his legs, on his shoulder pads, having those metal spikes there and metal stripes. Very fun detail to add to the character. So the Destroyer was an enchanted Asgardian automation and was used primarily to guard Odin's vault, though it could be also used as a weapon against its master's enemies, like it was used in Thor. Now here's a fun fact. In the comics, the Destroyer was built by Odin as a weapon to use against the Celestials. And I've drawn it before in this Destroyer versus the Celestials piece, which you can see right here. Now we have villain number 10, that's right, and that is Ronan the Accuser from Guardians of the Galaxy. The way I incorporated Ronan in this piece, parts of his outfit on his abdomen area and the lower part of his body, I used his costume for that part of this design. Ronan was a radical Kree warlord and former member of the Accusers. Wanting to destroy Xandar, Ronan made an alliance with Thanos, offering the orb in exchange for the destruction of Xandar. But once Ronan saw the orb's destructive powers, he betrayed Thanos and chose to take the orb's power for himself. With his newfound power, he attacked Xandar, only to be defeated by the Guardians of the Galaxy. Here's a fun fact. Lee Pace, who played Ronan the Accuser, he auditioned for the role of Star-Lord after reading the script in 2012, but it ended up being cast as Ronan instead. Now I know I said 10 villains, I lied again! It's actually 11 villains, and I'm adding one more little bit of this villain. His name is Yellow Jacket from Ant-Man. I have bits of the Yellow Jacket armor in this design, so you'll see the yellow honeycomb on his arms and on his legs, as well as those metal arm extensions on his back. Yellow Jacket, aka Darren Cross, was the protege of Hank Pym, who usurped his mentor as CEO of Pym Technologies and rebranded it as Cross Technologies, but really wanted the Pym particles so he could sell it to Hydra and the Ten Rings, and he made his own suit, which is known as the Yellow Jacket suit. So there you go, not 10, but 11 MCU villains all mashed together into one. And you'll see me color right now, you're about to see the full color. So my question to you all is, what should this villain be named? Let me know in the comments down below. Maybe you can even give me an origin story. Let me know in the comments down below. But I know why you are still here. You want to see the full color. But before we see the full color, make sure that you hit that like button, share this video with all your friends, and do not forget to subscribe so you can watch me do videos like this every single day. But I know why you're still here. You want to see the full color version of this villain. Well, here's the full color version coming right at you. There it is. Thank you guys for watching. You guys are the best. My name is James. I am the box office artist. I'm here to say keep drawing. I'll see you all